They have a mannequin ass. As soon as they showed his face, I was like, I don't like this guy at all.
If he was a Kamen Rider, would his name be Kamen Rider Hauser?
Jin shooting the tentacle into her. So she gets caught up on what's going on.
Like,
And then we
that. Hello. Welcome back to the Kamen Up Next podcast. I'm your host, the Giant Robot. With me, as always, my co-hosts Jesse
Yep.
and Nick.
everybody.
And so today we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna start off quickly going through the final 5 episodes of Kamen Rider 01. But I think probably most of today's podcast is gonna be our thoughts on the series as a whole.
We finished it. Can you believe it?
We finished the whole thing.
And tune in next week for the movie.
Series, yeah. And then we just got movies and specials to go.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, but we did it. We made it. We're here. We're on the other side. So let's just jump into it, I think.
Yeah, sure. So I'm doing the summaries today. I learned that 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, it's gonna be just really quick. The main plot points. I believe this set of episodes picks up with Naruto defeating the Arc with 02 because he just got that power at the end of the last episode. So they defeat him. He kind of like disappears, but as we know, he's like stored still in Satellite Zeta. So there's the threat's not over yet.
Never over.
Yeah,
It's never over.
It's never over. Like I don't remember everything, but Naruto becomes the president of Hidden Intelligence again because, well, his company's all broken down, and Guy decides he's not worthy.
Yeah,
and he gives it up.
So what happens is that Izu, because like there's all this destruction and there's like injured people and whatever, they need human gears to help. So Izu goes to Guy and asks him if he'll continue or if he'll start manufacturing the human gears again, or at least turn them back on, or something like that. And then Guy's like, I can't do that. There's only one person who can run this company. So he resigns, and then he transfers over the company back to Naruto because Guy realizes that he's not fit to run.
There was a brief moment where I genuinely believed that the VP was going to get the mantle of president. It was actually believable for a second, and then it just quickly fell apart.
Yeah. And then I love that Guy gives up being the president of Hidden Intelligence, and then I don't know, it might be in the next episode, but like shortly after, he gets kicked out of being the president of Zaya Japan also.
Yeah.
And like we made a special position for you as the chief of the Bowser division. And he's got his office in the fucking like boiler room of the building.
Yep.
When they first announced the Bowser division, I thought it was going to be like they're bringing back the robot dogs, and there's going to be like a robot dog assembly line.
He's just like the manager of the robot dog assembly. Just walks around with his notepad, like making sure the robots are being built.
Yeah.
No, he basically became what Yaiba was to him.
Yeah.
But for the new CEO.
Essentially, yeah.
The tool.
That character got kind of introduced very suddenly, though. The guy that replaced Guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we find out that he was the one that rebuilt Jin.
I also think, wasn't it his boss from the American branch of the company, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had like
came from America.
He had like an English last name.
It was something like Williamson.
Yeah, he was something Williamson.
Yeah.
So I think the reason like he comes out of nowhere is because he literally like just showed up from America. I was like, Guy, your shit.
Is it just me though, or like while we were watching these episodes, I thought, like, boy, the Arc is like one of the worst end bosses and villains of a Kamen Rider series that we've seen so far, just because it's so anticlimactic. Like the conflict between the protagonists and the Arc is just, flat.
He's very boring. As like Hirobi is like so much more interesting. Then the Arc shows up and you're just like, yeah, kill everything.
But I mean, that's what he's been doing the whole time. He just now has
Yeah.
a body. It's who the
Yeah,
arc
but
has been.
No, I like fair, but I'm just saying that compared to like other Kamen Rider series, it's just like the arc is not important.
I see.
Like
Yeah, no,
the
but
message is like way like more
the
like people's nature and like
I see.
conflict and
Yeah,
war between,
I see
and then
the.
like you have like undertones of like I don't want to say like racial inequality and stuff like that, but I think it does play on like things like those types of themes more than it does, this is the embodiment of, what you're fighting. It's more like the arc is there and it's like a catalyst
Yeah,
for the malice and the tensions that already exist in the world.
absolutely. I think that's what was intended, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it is very clear that like Hirobi, like specifically, is way more interesting of a character and of a villain than Arc is. Arc just represents what everybody's fighting for / against, and then he is embodied. I mean, it's like weird. It is a little anticlimactic, but I think they bring it back a little bit like after Arc shows up. But
yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's in this episode. So Arc like starts destroying the city, like causing explosions, and then he shows up again and basically says that he recalculated and now he's not just going to kill humans, he's going to kill all the human gears as well.
Yeah.
And then so he starts attacking Hirobi, and then Hirobi finally like kind of realizes that like, yo, fuck the arc, he's just controlling me and now he's trying to kill me. So Haruto and Hirobi team up to kill the arc.
I wrote oops, Arc is even more evil now.
Yeah, but they do destroy him again.
But like imagine like what was the arc gonna do with a desolate planet after everyone's like everything's demolished and destroyed?
I legitimately don't think he cared or thought about that. He straight up just wanted to get rid of everything. Maybe I mean he has the means of creating more artificial life, so he in theory could have rebuilt Humagears from the ground up and made artificial life again, like in theory.
And while they were defeating Arc like on the ground, I'm pretty sure they like had some the astronaut Humagears go into Satellite Zeta and like broke off into like a fucking
well, yeah, so
big robot.
It was specifically right? But it was specifically Ikazuchi and Subaru.
Yeah,
but it was I don't know if it was pre-planned, because it looked like Ikazuchi just like decided to go to the headquarters and he met up with Subaru and then they went into space.
Yeah, but yeah, so they went and did that.
I think it's because they knew, like, because Hirobi was like, no, as long as the satellite's still around, Arc is still alive. So they had already known that he was gonna go to the Arc, even if they did beat him.
So anyway, so seemingly Arc is dealt with. He was destroyed. His body was destroyed. The satellite was destroyed. He's got nowhere to be. Then the next episode picks up, and Hirobi's basically like, well, Arc is gone, but guess what? I want to kill all humanity for myself now.
I have a dream.
Actually, I still want to do that. That is my dream. Fuck the Arc, but I still want to kill humanity.
Yeah, I'm possessing this dream now.
And we're killing he kind of justifies it like, okay, yeah, the Arc was made by the humans from their malice, and so he doesn't want it to be a thing anymore, because he realized the Arc controls the Humagears, and they're not free if the Arc is the thing. So he's still fighting for the freedom of the Humagears.
Doesn't he also say as long as malice still exists, the Arc will come back?
Exactly why he wants to kill all the humans.
Yeah, all of humanity.
Funny, because in that moment when we were watching it, we were like, oh, he's got a dream now. Watch it be like he still.
Yeah, I think I said that, and then he said
legit called it.
Yeah. Yeah, he basically says that earlier. He says as long as there are humans, they'll create malice, and then the Arc will come back. Mm-hmm. And like Jin tries to tell him, like, but can't you see that they can also show us how to have a heart and be good? He's like, yeah, but they also give us malice, so it's not worth it.
By the way, not to go on a tangent, but like Fua's face opening the progress key there. I did that with a pickle jar not like 20 minutes before the podcast. I was trying to make a sandwich and I was like,
I'm the only one that didn't go for Kamen Rider.
Wait. You made a sandwich after eating Greek food?
Yeah, but it was like a really light sandwich, because I had like a couple of slices of smoked turkey left in a container, and I was like, this is gonna go bad if I don't eat this like straight away. But I didn't just want to have like the plain bread, turkey bread. I was like, this needs a pickle. So I force rised it open.
I just
Yeah,
the
you're the Power Rangers.
I'm the Power Rangers, not Kamen Rider this week.
Yeah. So now the threat again is Metsubo Jinrai because Hirobi wants to kill everybody again, and he starts like broadcasting to just the human gears to tell them how bad humans are, and it kind of like gets some of them to go to him, and they transform into bads.
He starts to convince the human gears that humans are evil.
He does a pretty good job spreading that propaganda too.
Oh, he's really good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you see his face, you believe anything that he says.
Yeah. The new president of Zaya tells Jin to destroy Hirobi because they think that Hirobi's gonna cause like the arc to come back or some shit. But obviously Jin doesn't want to do that because it's his dad.
That's my dad.
So Aruto goes to tell. Actually, Izu goes to try to stop Hirobi on her own, and then Aruto's at Heated Intelligence, and what's her name? Why am I blanking on her name? The other Human Gear secretary.
Shesta.
Yeah, Shesta's like, he's like, where's Izu? Like, Shesta's like, Anyway, she's like, did she not tell you that Hirobi was broadcasting to everyone? He's like, no. Oh, she's trying to solve this without me or whatever herself. So he goes over to try to help. Do they fight or does the thing just happen? I don't know if they fight.
Yeah, there's a whole fight scene.
Yeah, Fua and Yaiba actually show up to confront Hirobi.
Yeah, I wrote it specifically. Fua and Yaiba kind of fucked things up because as like Izu's talking to her,
you're right,
trying to get through, being like, "Oh, we don't have to fight. We don't have to fight." Fua and Yaiba come in, fucking fully cocked, weapons drawn, ready to transform.
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, we have to fight now."
Yeah.
So they start fighting. But when Naruto shows up, does he fight Hirobi for a bit?
No.
Right.
Because Aruto shows up and immediately sees Izu and talks to Izu, and then other Magia start attacking him. So he's fighting Magia at that point.
Okay, yeah. So he's fighting the Magia, and then Hirobi like comes in, and Izu's there. Aruto's fighting.
So Izu, while Aruto is fighting, Izu leaves Aruto to go find Hirobi again.
Is that what happens? I thought they were in the warehouse where the thing.
Aruto was outside fighting. Hirobi was inside. Hirobi and Izu were inside the warehouse. But so Aruto was outside fighting.
Right. So she still then tries to still talk sense into him and trying to explain that he can have a heart and that he doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to kill the human gears. And he's like, he's like mentally like trying to not give into it, and because he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to. Yeah, he doesn't want to accept that he has a heart.
He doesn't want to accept. Yeah, he doesn't want to accept that.
Yeah.
So they talk, and she just keeps pushing and pushing, and then he just loses it and fucking kills her. Just fucking uses a big old attack on her, and that's when Naruto shows up.
So before we move any further, I do want to talk about that because Hirobi's whole thing is, I want to get rid of humanity. I want to kill humans. I've seen him exclusively harm human gear.
Yeah.
Like I can't recall a single instance where he killed a human.
We've never seen him kill a person. He broke the dad from the farm's arm.
True.
Broke his arm.
Freaking deal is all I have to say to that. Because we see this scene where he does this to Izu. And then I don't know if it's after or before, there's a scene where he's like taking his attaché arrow and like aiming at like school children, like humans that he wants to like kill, and then he backs out of it because he can't do it.
Well, so yeah, he goes to he sees like parent human gear taking care of human children, which is supposed to be symbolic because he is a parent human gear
Yeah, but like he hesitates in that moment, but then he has no problem just freaking.
Yeah, I think that
murdering
was
Izu.
before.
Well, so
I
him blasting Izu was the like the impetus to him starting to like second guess himself, because you can also see when he does it, he immediately regrets it.
yeah, he regrets it and walks away. And we have just the gut wrenching scene of Aruto holding Izu as she's like starting to malfunction, and he's like, "No, you can't die."
Yeah.
And then obviously we know that he knows there's no backup for Izu. She because she's involved with the 01 project. And she like starts like exploding, and then she pushes him away, and then fucking explodes as he runs back at her.
Yeah, they didn't even let her just like, you know,
No,
die a peaceful death. She had
No,
to blow up into a wild explosion.
Exploded. I think they did that to show like there's nothing left.
Well, yeah, they did a good job of that.
Yeah.
yep. There's nothing left except for the one ribbon that survived the explosion.
Somehow.
And Aruto just kneels down and sits in front of the ribbon for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Now, my question to you guys is: it was established when 02 was introduced that Zaya was still alive because of its inherent connection to Izu.
Mm-hmm.
Now Izu's blown to smithereens. The Ark satellite is destroyed.
I think
Is Zaya dead?
I think Zaya's in the Arc 2 or the Arc 2 in the 02 driver.
Yeah, Zaya's definitely not dead because later on,
Yeah,
Naruto talks to
Zaya.
So
Okay, fair. So Zaya's just basically living in the 02
that makes
driver?
sense, kind of. Yeah.
I think so.
Oh yeah, and then there's the whole 01 driver that these are truths. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet. I don't know.
Like it's like fair that you bring that up because it's kind of convoluted and not explained at all. But you know like I've said, like we've said, the ending of the show is a little rushed.
Yeah.
So I think they didn't get to do or explain a lot of the things they wanted to.
I mean, I fully accepted the stuff that happened.
Oh yeah, it's like I don't like think anything happened that shouldn't have happened.
I don't think Izu should have died.
Yeah, Izu shouldn't have died. I think that was a mistake.
That was illegal.
Yeah.
It was just okay.
Like
so what we're gonna get into, I didn't like either.
Yeah, well, I mean, the impact that has on Naruto,
yeah,
is understandable, but it's just so painful to watch. Because
it's not the Naruto I like. I like the happy Naruto. Happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, how can he possibly be happy, right? Like we're not happy as it happened. So
it leads to a Naruto that I don't quite like. So in the next episode, Naruto's still chilling at the death site of Izu. I think there's some Hirobi and Jin trying to convince Hirobi to not.
That's the end of that episode. So like it happens, and then Hirobi walks away. Everybody's shocked. Then Jin runs after Hirobi, and Hirobi's just like, "Leave me alone."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. At some point in this next episode, look, I don't remember the details, but they're all fighting. They're like fighting. Hirobi is fighting Vulcan and Valkyrie, Fua and Yaiba. And they're fighting, and then there's just from the sky just a fucking impact.
That's the beginning of the next episode.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going on. That's what I was doing.
Episode,
the next episode
43, I think.
43. Yeah. So this impact happens, and we see a white Kamen Rider that I don't. Let me look what it looks like. I don't fucking remember.
I mean it.
But I don't want to describe it wrong. You know.
Have we seen Azu at this point?
Okay.
Yeah, so we saw Azu at the end of the last episode.
It straight up looks like a white, red, and black version of 01, but with some arc, with the arc eye and everything.
Yeah, and instead of like the hopper antenna, it's kind of like a demon horn.
Yeah, exactly. So it's got that, but so that's like kicking everyone's ass, and then after everyone's been defeated, the henshin it drops the henshin. It's fucking Naruto, of course. Of course, it's Naruto.
Yeah, because like Ozzy showed up and was like there at an opportune moment to take advantage of Naruto's
grief. Yeah, that's it. it's like such a dirty because she looks exactly like Izu, just with long hair.
Yeah,
So
she
just,
even changed her hair from being part red
it was
to
red to
Izu color.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of mistakes, I think not watching that episode 35.5 was a mistake because I
Yeah,
think Azu's introduction was like extremely
yeah.
random.
Apparently, she was
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. Because like us having not watched that episode, seeing Azu just walk in, you're like,
How the
okay,
heck are we
I'll accept
supposed to
this.
know to watch 35.5?
I know. Look, we get it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Uh, yeah. So he kicks their ass. And he like, I think, doesn't he just like leave after
Well,
he
yeah,
dehensions?
he
He like
like,
stumbles away.
well, he falls to the ground, dehensions. Everybody's like, Naruto, and then he just like dips. Everybody's
And
like,
then
what the hell?
Yeah, and then there's the scene of he's like, it's him like behind
Yeah,
like a
he's-
wall,
yeah,
and he's like freaking out, and Nazi's like there, and he's like, what, like,
Wait,
this is not me, like
that's where she explains to him that he's become Arc.
the Arc. Yeah, he calls her, she calls him Lord Arc and everything.
Yeah, Arc Sama.
Arc Sama.
And
Yeah.
then,
So
and then everybody starts freaking out about Naruto being the Arc.
yeah,
Which is pretty much the rest of the last two episodes is them like being like, oh no, Naruto's the Arc, and trying to decide what to do, and they come to the conclusion that he's probably brainwashed by the Arc.
yeah.
So they find him. Do you mind if I take over? Because I remember the next part.
Yeah, go.
The next big section.
Go.
So Zaya with Ames and Fua find out that he's like going to confront Hirobi at Daybreak Town.
Because all he wants is revenge.
Yeah, because he just wants revenge on Hirobi. So they confront him there. The three of them fight him in the Arc 1 form. He completely destroys them. So he like has them on the ropes. He kicks Thouser's ass. Rips, or I don't remember if he rips the driver off, but he has the driver in his hand after Guy dehensions, and then he destroys the 1000 driver. He then fights Valkyrie and Vulcan, and then he fries the chips in their brains so that they lose their transformation and can't transform again. Their shot risers don't work anymore, and then he just leaves, and they're like, why didn't he kill us?
Yeah, he just leaves. He think he doesn't find Hirobi there, but then as he shows up, he's like, I can tell you where Hirobi is.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. So that happens. Then he goes and finds Hirobi, and they start fighting.
Yeah, but there's also this scene. I don't know if it's before he finds Hirobi, but there's the scene where they're back at Guy's office, where he has a Zaya spec, and he shows that he analyzed the footage of Arc Zero fighting and Naruto as 02 fighting, and they were like a 999% match.
Yeah.
So they determined by that he's not being controlled by Arc, and he's doing everything of his own volition, which is why he didn't kill them and he just incapacitated them.
So he finds Hirobi. They start fighting. Obviously, Hirobi's no fucking match for this new form. He's about to finish Hirobi off when Jin jumps in front and sacrifices himself.
That's right.
And fucking dies. And then, yeah, you go.
Did we? Because we missed a point before this where Hirobi broadcasts to everyone, Human Gear and Human, that Naruto is now the Arc, and that he's betrayed everybody. And I think this is before the fight. No, this is after the fight with Fua and Thouser and everyone. He broadcasts, but it's before the fight with Hirobi, where Jin is there. So you have a scene where all of there's Human Gears, and like Naruto's just standing in the middle, like watching this broadcast, and there's a bunch of Human Gears that are like, "Is it true? Are you Arc? Have you betrayed us? Blah blah blah." And then he runs away, and then gets confronted by Fua. Hirobi is confronted by Jin, and they have a conversation, and where Jin tries to uh explain to Hirobi that what he's doing is wrong. I feel like there was a third thing, a third like conversation, but I can't remember. So Fua and Aruto's conversation, Fua is trying to get Aruto to come to his senses. Aruto refuses. Fua pulls out his shot riser, does the whole like rip it open thing, puts it in, but he can't transform because the chip doesn't work. Then Naki shows up, tries to talk sense into Aruto. It still doesn't work. So Naki throws Fua a key that is I think it's Japanese wolf mixed with
Japanese wolf key.
his but isn't it mixed with his regular wolf key? Because when
No,
he
it
uses
was
straight up Japanese
it
wolf.
was just
It was
Japanese
just the
wolf?
Japanese wolf
Okay,
key.
but when he uses it, it's like a mix between his wolf and Japanese wolf, and it's a recolor of Assault Wolf.
Yeah.
And then
I also mentioned that key was always his by default because it had a wolf on it.
It had a wolf on it. But Naki counts too as a wolf because he was part of Fua.
Can I just say before we move forward, I just realized
Mm-hmm.
Aruto killed Jin twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the second time he felt really bad about it, but the first time he was like, "Yeah, I had to do it. Whatever, man." Dude had to die.
Yeah, the first time was justified.
Yeah, this time he's like,
second time was an accident.
He's like, I've done something unforgivable. It's like, dude, you've done this before.
So Aruto and Fua fight. Aruto is in 02 form, not in Arc 0,
which I thought was weird.
It's kind of strange. Aruto defeats Fua and obliterates the shot riser. It's in pieces, unusable. It's gone forever.
I thought that Zaya wouldn't have authorized him for that henshin with all that malice inside of him. You know, like the whole 02 henshin.
Yeah.
Like at that point, he's like too far gone. I would have thought that Zaya would be like, dude, you're not using this form.
It might have been an oversight on like the writing and filming part.
I actually don't think so, because so later on he talks to Zaya, right? And Zaya kind of figures out what they need to do to resolve this. So it's kind of par for like it knows what's happening, what's doing.
Maybe.
Like Zaya concludes that Arthur needs to continue doing what he's doing and then confront Hirobi, and then
right. Okay, so Zaya just concludes that beating up Fua and destroying the shot riser is
their best chance to get rid of the arc. Yeah.
Zaya looked into 17 million possibilities, and this was the only one that worked.
It was the 14 million. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, and then after this is the fight with Hirobi and Aruto that ends with Jin getting killed.
So obviously Hirobi is fucking pissed when Jin dies, and then he's every time in the next 2 episodes, whenever he's talking to Aruto or they're fighting, he's always being like, "You killed Jin, you bastard." It's like, yeah, like that sucks. Yeah. But you did this, you killed Izu first.
Yeah, he straight up doesn't recognize that he did.
You started this
an equally bad thing to Aruto.
But he does eventually. So like, you know, that's the thing. Like for 2 episodes, we're like, wow, what a hypocrite, what a jerk. And then like when it finally clicks in his head, he's like, I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
I also fucked up. Then, you know.
Then you start feeling bad for him.
You know, that's when the conflict starts getting resolved, because it's like, yeah, you know, you're not perfect either, jerk.
So, do you want to?
I really feel like we don't need to go through everything step by step.
Yeah, we don't need to go.
Not very much.
I'm just detail. Like, so the big. I remember the big things that happened after.
Yeah, I more or less do too. But if you want to go,
I mean, if I miss something, tell me. So they're gonna fight Hirobi and
it's a lot of leading up to the fight.
Hirobi and Aruto are gonna have like a big fight. Azu like meets with Hirobi as well, and she gives him. First of all, she takes a 01 driver and corrupts it into like an arc force riser, which is weird, and then gives him an arc key that he can use to transform.
So we become Arc versus Arc, basically.
It becomes Kamen Rider Arc Hirobi versus Kamen Rider Arc
Scorpion.
Arc Scorpion.
Arc Scorpion. That's it. That's the one.
I'm just gonna call it Arc 01 as the other one because it makes more sense.
It's Arc 0, and then his is Arc 01. The original Arc
is Arc 0,
is Arc
and
0,
Arc 01.
and then Aruto is Arc 1.
Yeah, I just call it Arc 01 though because it looks like 01, and he's 01.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Dude, can we talk about how freaking awesome looking Arc Scorpion is though? It's so cool.
Can we talk about how awesome that last battle started with the fucking unlimited blade works of all the attaché weapons in the ground?
Yes. I don't know, like how. I guess it's because it's Arc and it could just manufacture.
Yeah, it has the ability, to do that. So
I think it also just was cool. So they did it.
They're like, how do we make this fight as cool as possible? A bunch of weapons, which makes sense because Arc can do that. So
to Jesse's point, they even had like the lighting of Unlimited Blade Works exactly mimicked.
It was clearly inspired by that. They already did the Gates of Babylon with the fucking gun, the shot risers coming out, and
yeah. This it had to be, right? I wish I could just like write a letter and be like, was this intended?
Mr. Toei, was this intended?
So I feel like the only other two big things in the second to last episode was that we talked about Aruto like talking to Zaya, which didn't lead to a conversation. We just saw him go into like the Zaya space and then cut away. And then all the other main characters were trying to restore Jin so that Jin could talk sense into Hirobi.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way that they could conceive to stop him.
Which also ended up not doing anything.
Well, it kind of did. So what they basically did was they were able to restore just his consciousness in the amount of time they had. And then in the latter battle, when Azu was like in the Arc space trying to fuck with Hirobi some more, Jin showed up and was like, "Not today, bitch."
Yeah, but he didn't communicate with Hirobi.
I think he
directly.
did a bit, but I don't remember.
It really was the two of them fighting it out, and we come to realize that the whole time Aruto was trying to look for revenge. He literally never intended to win that fight.
No, that's only after he talked to Zaya that he never intended to get revenge.
Right.
Well,
this was what Zaya told him.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. After he screwed up with the whole Jin thing, I think he was completely conflicted afterwards.
That's when he talked to Zaya.
And then he whipped up this plan to make things right again.
Hirobi has, I think is it Hirobi? No, it's Aruto that says he hates Hirobi. Doesn't he have a whole thing where I hate you?
Something like that. I don't, dude. I rely on Nick's fucking summaries to remind me of what happens.
I think
what happens when there's no summary.
Well, we could like do that. I mean, let's just like finish
because they're having a heart to heart. I just want to talk about how like that scene was really heavy because they're a heart to heart. They're both like powered down, and they're like Hirobi's winning, but Aruto stops fighting back, so Hirobi's getting pissed.
Yeah, Hirobi's like, "But why did you let me win?"
Yeah.
And then Aruto's like, "I had to, or else the Arc wins."
And they start talking it out, and that's when Hirobi realizes that, hold on a second, you killed my family, but I killed your family. Like, and he realizes that Aruto like had a human gear father and all of that, and it all like it all coalesces.
Oh yeah,
becomes clear to
when he talks to Zaya before it cuts away, we see his father.
That's right, we do see.
He goes to Zaya, and then his father's there, and
his father's the father's the one that gives him the pep talk and tells him that sometimes.
I think the father was Zaya the whole time.
Probably.
And gives him the 01 driver.
The father was
because
they
did say that the father created the 01 system.
Yeah.
The Kamen Rider system.
Most likely was his father was Zaya. And he tells him sometimes it's not the stronger person that wins, but it's the person with more heart.
Yeah.
And then that's when Aruto decides to not fight back.
Okay, and then after that, I don't remember because he gets the regular 01 driver.
He has
he transforms into realizing Hopper, which is just Rising Hopper, but different.
The key changes. The key gets all sparkly.
Right.
and then he uses the regular 01 driver, and he transforms into Realizing Hopper.
Why does he do that again? Can you remind me?
Well, they start fighting again. They have to finish the fight.
And then he kicks his ass,
and then Realizing Hopper is very strong because he's realized. And then they fight, and Hirobi, and he does the jump, and Hirobi like accepts it, and then he does the kick, and then and they're both untransformed, but Hirobi's not dead, and he's like, "Why did you spare me?" and stuff, and Aruto's like, "'Cause I'm a nice guy." And then everybody's happy. And
then we get the little prologue where it's like, here's where everyone's at. So Fua's just going around as a vigilante, being like saving people. He's like, I'm Kamen Rider Vulcan.
She asks. He saves a woman from a car crash. He straight up just rips
he punches the window off.
Boom, and then he rips the door off its hinges of the car,
all unhinged.
And then she's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Vulcan.
I'm a Kamen Rider.
I go around helping people as a Kamen Rider. And you're like, okay, Fua.
But without being a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Yaiba is just leading Ames, who's their own.
Yaiba
we also skipped over this one part where the Kamen Rider, not the Kamen Riders, the Humagears are like rioting, and then Ames with the new CEO of Zaya is like trying to be like kill them.
There's
and then
riots,
then Yua shows up after having a call with Zaya with Guy, and where she's like, he actually gave me the rights to Ames, and now I'm in charge of Ames.
About that, I like that whole thing with Guy. Like, it was supposed to be like a lightening his character moment where it's like his last act as president was to like turn over Ames to the Yaiba. Government. To turn it back to the government, but like Fua asked for that as part of it.
It's gonna happen way earlier.
5 episodes ago, I was like, dude, that was your last. That should have been your first act. As soon as that guy walked out of that door, you should have made that call. Like, why'd you wait till the last possible moment? Like, I know we're supposed to feel as the viewer, like, oh, he did such a nice thing, but I was like, you freaking waited so long, dude. Like.
Well, there's paperwork and approval and
my guess is that it wasn't the last thing he did, but it took time.
It took a while,
and it happened like right there, and that's why this is last act, because after that he got kicked. You know what I mean? That's my guess, but you're absolutely valid in saying that. I agree.
I also in the prologue thing, the scene where we see Hirobi like on a rooftop, and Jin shows up because obviously he's been repaired,
rebuilt, and Hirobi also has he has ears, so he likely has the same earpiece that Jin has.
Yeah, exactly. He's got that, and he basically explains that Metsubo Jinrai is still a thing, and that their new purpose is to make sure that the arc never comes back.
Also, vigilante heroes.
And Jin's right there with him, and they have like a moment, and he like calls him dad.
He's like, you can do whatever you want, and then he smiles because he's happy that Jin wants to hang out with him.
Yeah, he's like hugging him, and it zooms in on his face, and he just does this little smile.
His little Hirobi smile.
I like Hirobi.
Cute.
All things said and done.
His like samurai garb that he has now, his like Ronin garb, is super cool.
It is. Yeah. It's only he didn't kill Izu, like.
Yeah. But so then we, at the very, very end, we get Aruto, who we find has built a new Izu. They boot her up, and obviously she's got no memories left. Doesn't have any of the memories. Izu. She's literally brand new. She's like, "Hey, what's my name?" And he's like, "Oh, well, you're Izu, of course." And then he's like, "Here, I'll teach you everything. Don't worry." And then they go into like Satellite Zaya, and he starts to teach her how to do the Arutoja Naito, but she gets it wrong over and over.
Yeah.
She like goes Arutoja Naito. He's like, "No, you're supposed to draw it out." But then she draws it out too long.
It was good.
Yeah, that was cute.
And
then there's like the worst part of the whole thing.
The very, very end is the cliffhanger ending where we see Azu with a new arc key, give it to some guy
we've never seen before.
We don't know, and he transforms into like a new Kamen Rider guy.
You know what that guy gave me vibes of?
I know what he's called.
He had some Rogue vibes, didn't he?
Not like his appearance.
Yeah. No,
yeah, I mean, the dude himself I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
he had some like Foundation X vibes.
Oh sure.
Like if they were trying to bring that back,
He's I think it's Kamen Rider Eden is what he's in, because it does say like Eden
They
or
did say
something,
that,
because he did
yeah.
transform. So I think he's Kamen Rider Eden.
Okay,
something like
and
that.
Eden does kind of fit the Foundation X vibes of like
Yeah.
Utopia
It
and shit.
absolutely could be Foundation X. We have seen them in multiple like Kamen Rider worlds.
Yeah.
So.
I think they ditched Foundation X though a while back.
Didn't we see? Wasn't there mention to them in the movie, the Build
Yeah,
X8 movie?
The yeah, with and the one where Edgy was in, the one with Edgy.
Yeah.
They
They
talked
mentioned
about
Foundation X.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
They did. I remember.
Absolutely.
Oh
So
wow.
it's
So they didn't.
possible.
It's still alive and
It's
kicking.
still a thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool if that's what that is.
It would be really cool.
Oh, okay. Sorry, this is completely random and
It's fine.
It's spoilery.
That's what the rest of this podcast
well, it's
is.
spoilery for the new movie, the superhero Senki or whatever.
Oh yeah, the one
There was
that hasn't come out yet?
there was a new trailer that dropped yesterday,
Okay.
and Naruto is in it.
Oh,
is in it,
is
like
he?
unhinged, and he's in like a
I
samurai
posted
garb.
pictures of it in the Discord.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell's up with that?
I don't know, but I want to
He's
know.
like a samurai now.
Yeah.
It almost didn't look like him. I was watching the trailer, but then he does the henshin thing where he does how he does it with the key, where he like flips it weird and then puts it in, and I'm like, that's obviously Naruto.
Yeah. He posted pictures on his personal Twitter. That's where I saw.
Like, why
them.
is Naruto a samurai now?
Who knows?
I need to
dude?
watch.
Oh yeah, we need to get to that.
Yeah,
Well, we need to watch the movie, all the specials. We need to watch Saber and
All of Saber
and Kaiser, so that we can then watch.
We have until the 22nd.
That's
Probably
not a lot.
probably a little
No
longer
pressure.
than that for subs to come out though. So
After
it
streaming,
actually may be a lot more than this month.
after stream Saber all this week, boys. So here's one thing I wanted to bring up. I know you like the Zero One's your favorite.
Yeah.
I liked a lot about it, but I totally understand how a lot of people rank it at like C, B,
I was
C or B tier.
I
Like,
definitely like as we were getting towards the end was saying like this is where it all falls apart. Like,
it's
coming up. This is where it all
starts
goes.
it starts very strong. The middle and the end is not the best. Episode 40 might have been one of the best episodes of Kamen Rider I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
But I understand how people.
Oh yeah, I'm not
it.
like I don't see people be like, oh, I don't like 01. Be like, how the hell do you not like 01? Like I get it.
It had its highs and lows, but for a Kamen Rider series to touch on all of the themes and like real world issues in the way that they did in this series, I think was really well crafted and really well done. Stylistically, it's the best Kamen Rider I've ever seen.
It also
costume designs are
like
agreed.
Felt plausible to me, like because there's no like magic or like aliens or whatever. It's AI. It's all AI. So
yes,
like, in theory, this stuff could happen.
Even a lot of the things that the characters do, it makes sense. Yeah. It's just frustrating to watch a lot of it with Yaiba throughout a lot of the series, and even Hirobi at the end when he's being a hypocrite. It's a little hard to watch, but it's still entertaining and good. And I agree with Nick that like the suits and designs and everything are just the top tier.
They're my favorite in any
season. Fua is one of my favorite Kamen Rider characters ever now. I love Fua.
Fua's amazing. Izu's amazing. A lot of our supporting cast is really good.
Fua's in Dan Kuroyo.
I think this is a rare instance where
all the characters are good.
Not only that, but the main writer, at least in the last few that we've watched, the main writer is just as good as the supporting cast around him. Because like, which one was it? X8 that we watched just before this one.
X8
was lame.
Easily the worst character of the mains.
Emu sucked.
Build Sento's easily the worst character
Sento
of all
was
the
the
mains.
least interesting of the main group for sure.
Can't say the same about Double. All the characters are amazing in Double. especially Shotaro and Philip.
Absolutely, that I agree, but that's also like 10 years older than 01.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
But so I think Naruto, like, he fits in and he holds up well against the rest of the cast, who is also like top notch.
I will say at the very beginning of the show, I wasn't sure about the his jokes. They were like really over the top and didn't translate very well. But I think as soon as I saw Fua laughing at his jokes, it like elevated them in my mind, because that dynamic is fucking hilarious. Yeah. And also Izu starting to like explain the jokes and like do the
adopt his mannerisms.
Well, that's why in my opinion Naruto is such a great protagonist or a great character, because he plays so easily off of all of our supporting, like everyone that he interacts with, even the small few moments that he had with Yaiba when she was being a piece of shit throughout were gold. Every interaction he had with Guy was gold. Like everyone
he has chemistry with everybody.
Absolutely everyone on the show. That's why Naruto is so great in my opinion, because he can just play off of everyone.
Yeah.
Even every single like random Human Gear of the week that we got, I enjoyed all of those characters because they really took time to flesh out. Like I know that for a lot of people, like that's just considered filler and you just want to watch fights, but they took time to actually build these Human Gear characters and give us stories for them week after week, and I think most of them were really well done.
Absolutely.
So
Naruto, the actor, like Fumiya, I don't know his whole name.
Takahashi.
He's a really good actor.
That's what I was gonna say. You could tell he's an amazing actor and that he loves being a Kamen Rider / Naruto.
He just like, there was so many like small moments that didn't really matter, but he would like make a face or like make a movement, and you were like, it just gave Naruto like a little more character, and it was pretty clear that those were like his like off the cuff like decisions to do, and it just was like so fun to watch Naruto in all those scenes because he's so fun to watch.
Yeah, but genuinely the ability to just play off of everyone on the show.
Absolutely.
Not everyone was able to do that.
No.
Yeah.
I think everybody was really good, but I think Naruto was the best acting wise for sure.
And by far the worst character being Guy. Even Guy by the end, I didn't hate him. I loved watching him be a fucking loser.
I think, but I think his acting was good too. I think he he played that guy played into the Guy character of like just the snobby asshole, like and he had the perfect face. Like he was always smarmy, always it was so good.
Sauza. I mean, you know what? I can imagine like Guy's actor receiving that script for that week's episode where he's like, robot, what the hell is happening to my character?
Yeah.
I'm a loser now.
Dude, I bet you that guy is super funny. That
I
actor,
guarantee it.
He's probably incredibly funny.
He must be, right?
I would love to see him in interviews or like do something else, because I bet you he's super, super funny.
I can't get that like soundbite of him saying Sauza
out
of my
head. It's so good.
Oh god, that fucking montage of when they're fighting and the dog's just barking to like sing barking and like raising his hand, his paws.
Yeah, he's dancing.
It's the stupidest thing that's ever happened.
It's amazing.
It was so weird.
It's amazing.
I was just like, what the hell is going on?
Were you guys also bothered by the fact that Bowser the dog never showed up?
Yeah, after that? I actually think they rented him for like a day, maybe two, and they filmed as much as they could with the robot dog, and then had to return him.
Yeah, he stopped being a thing.
Yeah,
they could afford all these actors, but they can't afford the freaking robot dog.
The worst. That's like a thing you can buy. Like they sell those dogs in stores. I've seen Twitch streamers with
that same dog.
When I saw, it was in a Twitch clip. I saw I think it was Hachubi had one. And I like freaked out. I was like, "What? That's Thouser. Wait, that's real?" And then I had to like look it up. And they're pretty expensive. Yeah. Sauza? and I had nobody to tell because we weren't watching 01 at the time, so I was just like internally screaming.
I can't believe you held on to this ending for as long as you did without being able to.
It's been almost a year, yeah.
I can't wait to watch this movie.
Yeah, because
I legitimately think about 01 almost every day. And just because we've been watching it, even before that. I like that I being left on that cliffhanger. I was like, I can't stop thinking.
It feels incomplete.
Oh yeah.
It does. It definitely doesn't feel like. I did like the ending in the sense that I love the whole like here's where they are now kind of stuff. I always love those kind of endings, so it's fun to watch.
It's kind of like in Build, like the way the series ended, and we had some semblance of closure.
Were mandatory.
Yeah, the New World was absolutely necessary for you to get closure on Build, and I think for 01, I hope anyway, it's gonna be the same thing. But with X8, it was the opposite. I had closure at the end of the series, and then we watched the V Cinemas, and I was like,
oh, it's like closure, new villain, closure, new villain, even more closure.
Yeah,
and then incomplete because
we
like,
never got Saki.
We never got Saki.
I will say I didn't watch any of the like supplemental Zio like movies and specials, but the series like it ended like it was a very definitive ending also. Okay. So it went from like Build being like you need to watch more to Zio being like okay you just watched the series, and then 01's like yo you really need to watch that movie.
Yeah, I didn't double like you did not need to at all. The one you needed to watch was the first crossover one, because apparently so much shit happens in there.
Yeah,
really confused me.
The crossover,
like Akiko was just like she just knew her dad was fucking.
She just walked in
dead.
The crossover with O's is really good too.
I need to watch that still.
Yeah.
That's
more of a like where are they now for doubles.
Yeah. Back to the Zio thing real quick. Apparently in the new movie, the Senki.
Yeah.
Apparently he like just straight up goes he transfers to Grand Zio, which is not a usual thing that happens with crossovers with riders that aren't the main riders of the movie. So people are thinking that might be something big.
Yeah, but that's like his final form.
Yeah, but usually when they're not the main rider, they just go their normal form.
They don't go into their final form. But
they just go in their normal form.
But
I don't know.
Zio's like the new Decade.
I know. I don't know.
It's so like to me that makes sense, but I guess I don't know.
It's like how in the like Build, movie. Was it the Build movie? Which movie was it where there was like prominent O's?
That
subplot?
was
the Build movie, yeah. The Build X8 movie. The Build
X8 movie had like
wasn't
serious O's subplot.
Because it was also a Heisei Generations, right? It was the Heisei Generations movie, so it wasn't like exclusively a Build X8 movie. But yeah. But no, but in that they all used their final forms.
They all did, yeah.
Did they all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all used their final form.
Look, I don't know what I read it on Reddit. Reddit's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think Zio going Grand Zio like. Why wouldn't he? Like when I know, but I get you don't know, but like, why wouldn't he?
To be fair, Kamen Riders have a habit of not going their final forms when they really should. But
Yeah, but the Grand Z doesn't. I don't want to. Let's not get into it on a 01 podcast.
Okay, so here's another. Is there a single Kamen Rider form in this show 01 that didn't look great?
No.
Kamen Rider specifically, no.
Yeah, okay, because Dodo kind of looked like shit, but the Kamen Rider Dodo
looked like
exactly why I'm saying Kamen Rider specifically.
Yeah.
I think if you wanted to pick the worst looking Kamen Rider form, it would probably be straight up Arc 0, but even that form looks nice.
It was cool, yeah.
Yeah.
What
you go.
One of my least favorites is like Jin's original form, the pink one.
I like
Falcon? Yeah,
I didn't like it as much.
I like it.
Yeah,
I didn't like it as much.
The,
It was fine.
I liked it better than Arc
Burning-
Zero's first form. I'll say
Burning
that.
Falcon is just a play.
It's
Was just a play on that.
It's so cool though. It looks so good.
Burning Falcon looks amazing. Yeah.
I think the only thing that throws me off for Arc Zero is like the sneakers.
Yeah, but I think Arc 1 had the same feat.
But he looked really cool.
Yeah,
It looked way better on Arc.
Arc Scorpion
Yeah.
looked fucking cool.
Yeah, it's Hirobi. Like Hirobi's regular form. That's the only upgrade Hirobi got in the whole show.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for him to get an
Arc
upgrade.
Scorpion. He didn't.
The only upgrade Valkyrie ever got in the whole show is Lightning Hornet.
That's so bullshit.
They really
maybe in the V
fucked
cinema
over
she's probably gonna get a new form.
I think I know something that happens in the V cinema.
But Fua just gets new form after new form, like he's
Yeah.
a fucking main rider.
Yeah. His Rampage form is
I
the
think
coolest.
Rampage Gatling is the coolest form.
It's
in
one.
the
It's
series.
one of the coolest, I think, of the franchise. If I'm being honest, like of Kamen Rider overall, definitely.
I can agree with that.
My only problem with it is that we didn't see enough of it. In retrospect, we saw like 2 or 3 fights. I wanted more.
So, I don't know if you guys remember when he got 02. When Naruto transformed into 02 for the first time and the fight was over, it was like, I hope you had fun seeing all you're gonna see of 02.
Maybe we got it once or twice more.
I remember less, but yeah, like for a final form, he used it like 3 times.
I think we'll get a lot more of it in the movie.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Well, doesn't realizing Hopper become technically the final form in that case?
Realizing Hopper. Oh yeah, I guess.
I think it might be. I think it might have been like a one-off thing, kind of like the gold and silver form and build.
Maybe I think it's his new. I think it's his new form though. Like,
okay,
I think there's no more Rising Hopper key. It's only Realizing Hopper.
So
now.
I think it might be his form, but I think 02 form is also gonna be a thing in the movie.
Yes,
and
but
it might
also,
be something that I might have spoiled but I don't know if it's real life or I made this up.
Also, 02 is a completely different like power.
Right.
Like,
So
01 and 02 are two different.
So theoretically,
things.
we could have Aruto in Realizing Hopper and someone else in 02.
You know, that's another thing. On that note, actually,
no,
right?
Not or, yeah.
So like when Aruto goes off and dreams up and comes up with the 02 driver and makes that whole speech about stepping out on his own, not relying on, you know, my family legacy's technology and stuff, and then going full circle and back to the 01 driver with Realizing Hopper. Do you think it devalues 02 and that concept a little bit because it's like, okay, but now you're going back?
It would have been cool if it was like
driver
something with the 02 driver, right?
Also, the 02 was like symbolically his and Izu's.
Yeah.
At that point, Izu was gone.
True.
So maybe now that Izu's back, what belt did he put on to go into Zaya?
The 02 driver, I think.
Was it the 02 driver when he
I
went
don't
in to teach?
But it must have been
Izu.
Oh, I don't remember.
So it might be just symbolic. Like he did use it, but maybe that was just again symbolic, or he didn't want to use Arc against Fuwa in the Japanese wolf form. But he does once Izu's gone, he doesn't like use it anymore, and that's why he went back to 01. That was like his thing, and then 02 is 2. It's his and Izu's. I don't know. I'm making things up, to be fair.
Yeah, who knows?
I just think it's weird that we went back to
we
the
need
01 driver.
I think we need more context from the movie.
Yeah, we definitely, again, feels incomplete. Like we've watched the series, but it still feels like we haven't finished the show.
I wish they didn't have to rush the ending.
Yeah.
Like if we could have gotten those like extra 3 or 4 episodes,
that
would have done so much.
If they didn't rush the ending, we would have ended up with the CG nightmare that is Saber at the start.
Maybe, yeah.
That shit's a lot of CG, and a lot of it does not look good at all.
Green screen, CG.
Lots of green screen, lots of CG.
Yeah.
So
I'm enjoying what we've watched of Saber so far, but
oof.
that CG is yikes.
It's very oof.
Yeah. That about does it for me, guys. I've shared all of my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to discuss about 01, but
I'm good to call it. We'll talk about more once we watch the movie and the specials.
That's true. We still have another week of 01, to be fair. So if we come up with anything, we can bring it up next time.
Yeah.
So you guys are good to call it?
Yeah, let's sign off.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're watching live right now, and you have missed the previous episodes, you can head over to our YouTube channel. It's a Giant Robot TV on YouTube, so you can go watch all the videos, watch the backlog, like, comment, give us a sub. It means a lot to us. We appreciate all of you being here so much. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can watch us record this live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/agilerobot. We record live every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So come and hang out with us while we talk about tokusatsu. You guys are good? Nothing to plug?
Nothing to plug. Thanks everyone for watching us. If you followed us on this 01 journey, we will be back with more tokusatsu in the near future. So thanks for sticking with us.
Yay.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you all in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.